Please go subscribe to the Rumble channel for Franchise Sports TV under the name FSTV22. Now, I'm using that Rumble channel for any purposes of me getting kicked off YouTube and also for more of my spicier joints. It's free as well. I have the freedom to say whatever I want to say as well. So go subscribe to FSTV22. That is Franchise Sports TV 22 on Rumble. So it's been some time since I talked about my Green Bay Packers. I know I got a few Packer fans as subscribers, and I got a few other fans, football teams, for subscribers on this channel. Yeah, I haven't talked about them since they lost by 3 points to the Detroit Lions. And on the last week Thursday, but it's almost been a week now. Last week Thursday, yeah, I wasn't too happy. But I'm starting to see things with this team. And I think outside of just having the right personnel, running the right defensive schemes, there's something that's missing with this team. And I've seen it with other teams in the past. Seen it with the Green Bay Packers who won the Super Bowl back in 2010. They was aggressive. They had people always making plays on the ball. It was aggressive, disciplined, and one of the reasons why they won. There was a overall 6th ranked defense in the league that year. I don't know the exact numbers of how the pass rush or the run defense was that year, but it was probably pretty good to be overall a 6th ranked defense. And the offense was probably a top 10 defense as well. I think this year with the Packers, I think they're a top 10 offense, but defensive wise, I don't know what it is anymore. I haven't checked. But on both sides of the ball, offense and defense, and I'm looking at the body language on last Thursday night with some people, and I don't like it. It's not, you look at the Detroit Lions, for example. Let's say this. You look at the Detroit Lions. They was decimated defensively with injuries. Right? They're getting people off the street. And they're getting the popcorn man outside of Ford Field to come play linebacker. And I have to admit, Dan Campbell, he's probably a great motivator. A great motivator of men. And yeah, some of these dudes that was playing defense last week probably are not talented as the starters who are now hurt and all that. I get it, fine. But he got them playing. Got them aggressive, got them motivated. Even though I think there was some headhunting, some missed calls in that game. Well, that's neither here or there. But you look at the Packers, it's none of that. I think last year, they was a little bit more aggressive, maybe because they were not expected to get to the playoffs last year. And they ended up finishing the season 9-8. Last few games of the season, ended up mollywopping the Minnesota Timberwolves, Minnesota Vikings, and mollywopped the Chicago Bears. And then I know some people talking, well, this team ain't that good. I don't think they're that good. And they go into AT&T Stadium, aka Lambeau Field South, and mollywhopped the hell out of the Dallas Cowboys, and almost beat the San Francisco 49ers. This year, I think maybe because they got a little, I don't know what it is, a bigger head or what, because they won more games. Well, they tied for the amount of games they won last year, with more games to go. I don't know if that's it, but there's no aggressiveness, no discipline with this team. They're a young team. I get it. They're very young. I think they are the youngest team in the league. I get it. But there's one thing I wish the GM would do. I probably should have done an off season. They need like a veteran. They need a veteran. There was one thing that the Green Bay Packers of 2010 won the Super Bowl had. They had a veteran. Because that team, for the most part, not as young as this team, but they was young. Aaron Rodgers was probably 2010, 26, 27. Most of the defensive pieces they had that year, like a Clay Matthews, they was in a second year, rookie years, third years. They was fairly young. But they had a veteran in the locker room. A couple of them, actually. They had Nick Barnett. And then they had the Heisman Trophy winner himself, Charles Woodson, in the locker room. Defensive Player of the year before they won it all. They had that. He had a voice in the locker room. This team does not have that. Even the 2014 team that should have went to the Super Bowl had that. Now I'm trying to think, was Charles Woodson on that team? 2014 team. He might have been on that team. But they also had Julius Pepper and some others on that team. And by that time, that team was mature anyway. I blame that blunder in Seattle on McPudding Pop that's in Dallas right now, mucking it up over there. 2020 team, much more mature than they have been by this time. Aaron Rodgers is a little bit older, but they had veterans in that locker room. This team does not have any veterans in the locker room. That's why they do the goofy stuff they do. I think the oldest person in the locker room might be shoot, I don't know who it is. I don't think it's Josh Jacobs. I think he might be he might be. Him and Kenny Clark, maybe. Kenny Clark been around since 2016. But it's still, there has to be some aggressive, some motivator in there. There's nothing in there like that on this team. That's why I wanted to get maybe one of these older players. Shoot. Devontae Adams was some gun ho or trying to play with Aaron Rodgers again. He should have known that wasn't going to work. He could have been one in the locker room in Green Bay. Shoot. He being in a much better position he is now. He being getting ready to play in the playoffs. He played with Jordan Love instead of Aaron Rodgers. He knew Aaron Rodgers wasn't in tip-top shape. Well, anyways, and it's not like he don't know who Jordan Love is and never practiced with him. They was on a team with each other for 2 years. But anyways, I don't think Mike LaFleur, he's all right as an offensive coordinator, play caller, and all that. But I don't think he's aggressive. He's not like a Dan Campbell. Makes you want to play for him. Not saying people don't want to play for Mike LaFleur, but Dan Campbell got everybody aggressive, got everybody ready to take off kneecaps in there. And that's something the Packers don't have. That's why they're doing all these mistakes, all these stupid ass penalties, goofy ass penalties. Like I said, going back to the body language of Jordan Love that I saw with him at times against the Atlanta game, I didn't like it. He looked sad out there. You got to get aggressive. And I think I made this in a community post during that game that they need to harness the mama mentality. But there's only one person that can do it. Well, I can't say it's one person, but not everybody has that. And if they don't win this year, which I don't think they will, I predict the NFC Championship game. That's what I predicted for them, as high as they can go. But they don't need to find something to plug up that middle, because that middle is just everybody's just attacking the middle now. And also need to find somebody who's a motivator, aggressive, get people going, get people hooting and hollering, ready to go out there and freaking crash out on the field. That's the problem with the Bucks too. Milwaukee Bucks. Yeah, nobody like that. Everybody's too nice. One of the reasons why they didn't win in 2021, they had somebody that was aggressive like PJ Tucker. Kind of had it last year with Pat Bev. Everybody talks about Pat Bev like a dog, not knowing the significance of what he brings outside of just playing the game. I think everybody gets so caught up in skills and all this other dumb stuff. They don't realize that it takes a veteran. It takes a veteran presence, someone to get this team going, to get them disciplined. And Packers need to find that soon if they're ever going to do anything. But anyways, some people probably won't understand this because two brain cells rubbing against each other these days with a lot of people. But anyways, I'm done.